I held my son against my chest, skin to skin, as the blood cooled on my thighs and the silence in the room got heavier. He wasn't coming. I knew it before the nurse said a word, before she glanced at the door again, before she placed the small, locked box on my bedside table and whispered, "He told me to give you this, if he didn't show." "If," she said. He knew. The baby let out a soft cry. I didn't. My hands were steady, my breathing measured. I'd already died once. The moment I read the text, game went into overtime. Be there soon. He never was. Backstory setup. Establish the relationship. We met in the fall, where the leaves were red, and he told me he'd never break my heart. He said it like a promise, like a threat to the world. He loved big, grand gestures. Tickets on the windshield, breakfast in bed. Us against everything, he'd whisper into my neck. I believed him. We got married under string lights and said vows no one else would understand. We made life plans, baby names, Spotify playlists. All those things foolish hearts do. But the thing about selfish men, they don't change. They just hide better. Discovery of betrayal. It started with his sister. "Some people are just too dramatic about labor," she muttered, scrolling her phone while I vomited between contractions. She looked bored. I wanted to believe she was just cold, not complicit. Then came the receipts, literally. Ticket stubs for playoff games on nights he said he was working late. An Uber charge 2 miles from the stadium the day of our birthing class. The day I sat alone in a room full of couples holding plastic babies. He said his car broke down. I smiled and kissed his cheek. Let him think I bought it. 4. Shift in mindset. Strategic planning begins. I stopped asking questions. I let him lie. Every time he swore the next time would be different, I nodded. Every time he kissed my forehead and promised he'd be there for the birth, I smiled. And I planned. I started recording everything. Every missed appointment, every overtime text. I printed his messages, cataloged dates, even got statements from the OB. I built a case so clean it would make a judge blink twice. And then I made a call. To his mentor, his coach, his image-obsessed team PR rep, and finally, to a lawyer. She didn't ask why. She only said, "Good." Execution of the plan. The week before my due date, I sent him out of town for a guys' weekend he didn't know I arranged. His sister helped, unwittingly. She handed him the tickets I planted, called it a surprise. He left smiling. I went into labor 24 hours later. He texted from the nosebleeds. Game went into overtime. I sent nothing back. The nurse handed me the box when it was clear he wasn't coming. Small, heavy, locked. I waited. The next morning, I opened it. Inside, a burner phone, a folded letter, and a flash drive. I had left it with his assistant months ago, with one instruction: deliver this if he fails. He did. The letter was from me. Cold, surgical. The truth in bullet points. Missed appointments. Lies cataloged. Evidence submitted. Divorce papers filed. Custody request, full. Career-threatening details already sent. The flash drive held clips. Every lie, every absence, every promise broken. The phone, already activated, already dialing. 6. Climax and confrontation. He showed up at the hospital 36 hours later, reeking of beer and fake apologies. I came as soon as No, I cut him off. You came when it didn't matter. I handed him the envelope with the divorce papers. He stared at it like it was written in a language he'd never seen. "You're being emotional," he started, and that's when I smiled. Cold, flat, final. "This isn't emotion," I said. "This is precision." He looked confused. Then his phone buzzed. Then again, and again. Coach, agent, lawyer. That flash drive traveled fast. "I told your PR rep everything," I said. They're worried about the sponsorships, the image, the kid you abandoned, the wife you humiliated. You wouldn't. I already did. 7. Resolution and emotional release. He walked out of the hospital with empty hands and a 1,000-yard stare. I stayed, cradled my son, named him after my grandfather, not his father. The nurse returned with a cup of tea and a whisper. "Was it worth it?" she asked. I looked at the window, at the sunlight slicing across the floor like justice. "No," I said, "it was necessary." Some men only understand loss when it costs them everything they thought they owned. I gave him overtime. Then I ended the game.